Morning folks, welcome to the Townsville Barra and Cable Ski Park. My name's Benny and I'll assist you today throughout catching, releasing and baiting techniques for the farm. With our baiting techniques, if I could have some bait there please Brent. Thank you. Baiting techniques at the farm, we use whiting halves. So when we're fishing in our family dam, we like to cut our baits into halves, as you can see. When you're using a headpiece, come up nice and close to his mouth, push it straight up through his jaw and bring it out through his nose. So he's got a bit of nose bling. That's what is required with our headpieces. Tail sections, come about a finger's thickness in from the tail, find the centre and just push it straight through the centre without sticking it into your finger, and that's our hooking side of things for our bait. Now barramundi will swallow that bait and the hook quite easily, which means they get it down their throat or the hook at the back of the gills. If that was to happen, then I'd come out, put your fish back in the water, give him plenty of line and allow him to swim back out of the dam. 90% of the time the barra will actually be able to regurgitate that hook or the bait and you'll be able to release him quite easily. But the other 10% it's not going to happen, therefore you need to give me a call. My name's Benny, as I said before. I'll come out and I'll do the hook removal for you. It keeps you nice and safe from getting cuts and scrapes, but keeps my barra nice and healthy. When you hook your barra, so let me fix this up. When you hook your barra, by all means, sink the hook into him nice and tight. When you start to play your fish, play your rod out to the side of your body. Lift and wind to the side of your body. Because the barra is renowned for jumping in the air and spinning the hook. If he throws that hook mid-air, that hook's coming back at your point first. That way, by playing it to the side of your body, at least it'll flick over your shoulder and not come straight back at you and hit you somewhere between your head and your belly button. If that was to happen, that hook is going to sink all the way up to that shank there. It hurts going in, but it hurts like hell coming out. And sometimes you may even have to go to the hospital to get it removed. So it's very important that you play it out to the side of the body so the hook flies off to the side. We like to advise people that when you get your fish to the shoreline, use the mono trace, which is this here, to slide your fish up the bank. So you need to lean forward, keep nice and low, and slide your fish up the bank. Because if you were to lift the fish vertically, straight up and down, that's either going to do two things. One, break the rod tip, or two, stretch out the throat of the barra, which fractures up his gills, and on return to the water, within 2 hours he's going to die. Once you've hooked your barra and you've got him to the shoreline, you've brought him up onto the shoreline, go into a kneeling position. The boys are quite happy. Go into a kneeling position so that you can handle your barra. Now barra have no teeth, and their bite pressure is no worse than you grabbing your thumb and giving it a squeeze. When you go to pick your barra up, you want photos, you can place your thumb in his mouth, fingers underneath the jawline, and you hold there nice and tight. That's your locking position. When you go to pick your barra up, slide your hand underneath his body, coming in from the dorsal fin side to his belly, and then you lift like this. And then you lift. As you lift him, rotate him forward so those dorsal spines move away from your body. And stay in the kneeling position. Because what we've found is if you just stand with him from a standing height, the fall will actually fracture up his stomach. And within 5 to 6 days, he'll die on us. So please stay in a kneeling position. When you finish with your photo, return him to the ground nice and gently, slide him to the water's edge, and then as you go to put him back in the water, grab him by the tail wrist, head first in, and as he goes, give his tail a bit of a pinch. That shocks your barra up, and he swims away nice and quickly, which has a lot of fresh water coming across his gills, which revives him and refreshes him quite well. The only areas on a barra you need to be careful of is in front of the anal fin. There are 2 spikes just here. Gill plates here and here, razor sharp. They're a bone plate, they will cut you to the bone. And also your dorsal spine, as mentioned before. Now we have 2 areas that you can fish. We have our family dams known as a general fishing, and we have our big dam. Our general fishing family dams, there are 4 of them. That has fish in there from 40 centimeters through to 60 centimeters. It's $25 a rod, which gives you an hour's fishing, all your bait. Should you run out of bait in that hour, you come back and we refill your bait, and guaranteed to catch a barra. In our big dam, you're looking at $70 per rod, that's on bait. $40 for lure. I'll guarantee my baits, but I won't guarantee my lures.